Hello everyone, we'll be doing question based revision for this chapter number 1, that is chemical reactions and equations. So in your exam now you can expect multiple choice questions, balance the chemical equations, identify the type of reaction, answer in brief and all those things. And to begin with, I've started with multiple choice questions that you can expect from this chapter, and balancing chemical equations, and a few questions that represents identifying the type of chemical reaction. Now, first question. Before burning in air, the magnesium ribbon is cleaned by rubbing with the sandpaper. 2. There are 4 options given. Make the ribbon surface shinier. Remove the layer of magnesium oxide from the ribbon surface. Remove the layer of magnesium carbonate from the ribbon surface. Remove the moisture from the ribbon surface. See, before burning in air, magnesium, when it burns, it turns into magnesium oxide. It is cleaned by the magnesium ribbon in order to remove the magnesium carbonate from the ribbon surface. So the option will be C, that is remove the layer of magnesium carbonate from the ribbon surface. Next question. The respiration process during which glucose undergoes slow combustion by combining with oxygen in the cells of our body to produce energy is a kind of production of energy, right? Respiration process. You all know that respiration is an example of your exothermic reaction. So the options are exothermic process, endothermic process, reversible process and physical process. So the answer will be option A, exothermic process. Next question. It is necessary to balance a chemical equation in order to satisfy the law of conservation of motion, law of conservation of momentum, law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of mass. The option would be law of conservation of mass. This you have done in your 9th standard also. Next question. Rusting of iron involves a chemical reaction which is a combination of, rusting of iron, that is formation of iron oxide. So it is an example that shows reduction as well as combination reaction, oxidation as well as combination reaction, reduction as well as displacement reaction, oxidation as well as displacement reaction. See, it is reaction of moisture, that is water particles in air, with iron, or whenever there are raindrops or when droplets of water fall on iron articles, they begin to rust, they form iron oxide. So this is an example of oxidation as well as combination reaction, that is option B. Question. CuO plus H2 gives Cu plus H2O. Which among the following represents the reaction shown in this equation? Combination reaction as well as double displacement reaction. Combination double displacement, it's not happening at all. Redox reaction as well as displacement reaction. Yes, it's taking place because redox reaction means which involves oxidation as well as reduction. Means loss of hydrogen, gaining of oxygen, gaining of oxygen, loss of hydrogen, that is happening here. Look at the equation. CuO turns out to be Cu, H2 turns out to be H2O. So redox, and copper is getting displaced here. So this can be an example of redox as well as displacement reaction. Next, double displacement, as I told you, it's not happening there at all. Decomposition reaction is also not taking place here. So this is an example for option B, that is redox as well as displacement reaction. Next question. When ferrous sulfate is heated strongly, it undergoes decomposition reaction to form ferric oxide as a main product, accompanied by a change in color from blue to green, green to blue, green to brown and green to yellow. The answer would be green to brown. Ferrous sulfate is green in color. When it is heated strongly, it turns to be brown in color. So option C is the answer. Next question. Which of the following gases is used in the storage of fat and oil containing foods for a long time? We have done this when we are packing the chips in the packets and all. Which gas is used in order to retain the freshness or the crispiness of the food item stored in that? See, options given are carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, neon gas. So you have to think. So here the option would be B, that is nitrogen gas. Next question. I'll show it a little bit bigger here. See, all the methods mentioned below can be used to prevent the food from getting rancid, except 4 options are given. They are telling you which methods from the given methods cannot be used to prevent the food from getting rancid. See, look at the options now. Storing the food in the airtight containers, storing the food in the refrigerator, keeping the food in clean containers, always touching the food with clean hands. See, storing the food in airtight containers always prevents the food becoming rancid. Storing it in the refrigerator also prevents the food from getting rancid. Keeping the food in clean containers, it's not mentioned whether it is an airtight container or whatever it is. So, and always touching the food with clean hands. So, these two cannot be employed as a method for preventing the food from getting rancid. So, the option would be 3 and 4. Clear? Next, the setup shown here, and what is that used to carry out? Which among the following process? Distillation of water, purification of water, electrolysis of water, and hydrolysis of water. See, it is easily shown there. Hydrogen and oxygen gases are getting collected in those test tubes from water. So this is an example, or this setup shows electrolysis of water. Next question. The displacement reaction between iron 3 oxide and a metal X is used for welding the railway tracks. So what is that X which is used here? Obviously, when you are talking about welding of railway tracks, we go for aluminium metal. So the metal X here would be among these 4 options, that is copper sulfate, magnesium ribbon, sodium pellets, and aluminium dust. The option would be option D, that is aluminium dust. Next question. The neutralization reaction between an acid and a base is a type of double displacement reaction, or displacement reaction, or addition reaction, or decomposition reaction. Remember, the neutralization reaction between an acid and a base is a type of double displacement reaction, that is option A. Next question. The chemical reaction between hydrogen sulfide and iodine gives hydrogen iodide and sulfur. So, it's a type of redox reaction. So, the oxidizing and reducing agent involved in this redox reaction are iodine and sulfur, or iodine and hydrogen sulfide, or sulfur and iodine respectively, or hydrogen sulfide and sulfur. Obviously, your option would be iodine and hydrogen sulfide, because they are only involved in this chemical reaction. Next question. In a chemical reaction between sulfuric acid and barium chloride, where the white precipitates formed are of hydrochloric acid or barium sulfate or chlorine or sulfur. It is barium sulfate, that is option B. Next question. One of the following processes does not involve a chemical reaction. That is, which among the following? Melting of candle wax when heated, burning of candle wax when heated, digestion of food in our stomach, ripening of banana. See, understand the question here. Immediately should not give the answer. See the question. One of the following process does not involve a chemical reaction. So, your burning of candle involves a chemical reaction, digestion of food involves a chemical reaction, ripening of banana involves a chemical reaction. So, which does not involve a chemical reaction? Melting of candle wax when heated, right? Because that melted candle wax can be again, used for making a candle, right? You remember whatever wax that melts from the candle is collected in a clay lamp which is made out of clay, and then you can put a wick and again you can use it for lighting. Okay, so that does not involve a chemical. The chemical reaction does not involve which among the following? Formation of new substances having entirely different properties than that of the reactants, breaking of old chemical bonds and formation of new chemical bonds, rearrangement of atoms to form new products, changing of the atoms of an element into those of another element to form new products. So which one is not involved here? Formation of new substances having different properties is involved. Breaking of old chemical bonds and formation of new chemical bonds is also involved. Rearrangement of the atoms of reactants to form new products is also involved. So option D is what is not involved in a chemical reaction. Now, balance the following chemical equations. First equation given is HNO3 plus CaOH twice gives CaNO3 twice plus H2O. So this is your HNO3 plus CaOH twice is on the right hand side, and CaNO3 twice plus H2O is on your left hand side. When you look at the equation itself, see here, Ca on both sides it looks 1. Hydrogen, let's come to that later. Let's say that this NO3 part you see. Here NO3 is twice, here it is only 1. So in that case, I have to make it 2. So what should I do? I'll put it 2 here. So when I put it 2, my hydrogen is also increasing in number. So what should I do? I should go to the other side and make this hydrogen also increase by 2. So when I put a 2 here, my oxygen will also increase in its number. So what is the number of oxygen atoms on the right hand side? I have 2 oxygen atoms along with this H2O here, and here I have 6. So 6 plus 2 becomes 8. So here also 2 3s are 6 oxygen atom in your HNO3, and in your OH twice you have 2 oxygen atoms. So that also becomes 8. So in that case the equation becomes balanced. I have shown the balanced form of this equation in the next slide. See here, 2HNO3 plus CaOH twice gives CaNO3 twice plus 2H2O is the balanced form of that equation. Now let's move to the previous slide and solve the next question. See here, NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. See, Na is 1 here, here it is 2. So what should I do? I'll put a 2 here. When I put a 2, what other things are increasing in its number? Your OH along with NaOH also is increasing in its number by 2. So here I have that hydrogen and oxygen situated together. So when I put a 2 to this, because in Na2SO4 I don't have hydrogen at all. So in H2 only I have hydrogen. So if I put a 2 there, my hydrogen is increasing by 4. On the left hand side also you have 2 hydrogen atom in your NaOH, that is 2 NaOH, and H2SO4 also has 2 hydrogen atoms. So it is totally 4. So now here also 4. Your oxygen, here is 2 oxygen atoms in your NaOH, 2 NaOH, and 4 oxygen atoms in your H2SO4. So 2 plus 4 becomes 6. Now in this case, Na2SO4 has 4 oxygen atoms, and in 2H2O you have 2 oxygen atoms. So your oxygen also becomes 6 in number on both sides. Clear? So the balanced form of this equation is 2 NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O is the balanced form of this. Now let's move to the previous slide to see the next question. NaCl plus AgNO3 gives AgCl plus NaNO3. NO3, NO3 on both sides. Ag is 1, that is silver is 1 on both sides. Sodium, Na is 1 on both sides. Chlorine is 1 on both sides. So it's a balanced chemical equation. You need not balance it once again. Next equation you see, barium chloride, BaCl2 plus H2SO4 gives BaSO4 plus HCl. On the left hand side, H2SO4. And on the right hand side you have HCl. And chloride here it is Cl2. There it is only 1. So how will you balance this? Very easy. BaCl2 plus H2SO4 gives BaSO4 plus HCl. So my barium and SO4 on both the sides looks balanced. Chlorine I have 2 here, here also I have 2 hydrogen. So when I put a 2, the equation becomes balanced. When I put a 2 to HCl, the equation becomes balanced. Okay, so this is the balanced form of your chemical equation. Clear? So keep practicing, you'll easily get how to balance the chemical equation. Now let's move to the next set of questions. See here, next you have this, identify the type of chemical reaction shown in the example. When potassium is dropped in water, I've given the equation for you. 2K plus 2H2O gives 2KOH, that is potassium hydroxide, and liberates hydrogen gas. So this is an example of combination reaction or displacement reaction or decomposition reaction or double displacement reaction. So here it is an example of displacement reaction. Hydrogen is getting displaced from water, right? You have learned what's a displacement reaction. Next question. Barium chloride with silver nitrate, that is BaCl2 plus AgNO3 gives AgCl plus BaNO3 twice. So this is an example of a combination reaction or a displacement reaction or a decomposition reaction or a double displacement reaction. Combination you all know, single product is formed. Displacement, more reactive element displaces a less reactive element, you don't find a single metal here, then or any element, single element here on the product side. Decomposition reaction means it's breaking down of compounds taking part in the chemical reaction into its constituent elements. That is also not happening here. So it should be option D, that is double displacement reaction. Next question. C6H12O6 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O plus energy is released. Whenever energy is released, it is an example of exothermic reaction. Clear to you? With this, we are coming to an end of today's session. So from this chapter, that is chemical reactions and types of chemical reaction, you can expect these kind of questions like multiple choice questions, balancing the chemical equation. I'm telling you, balancing the chemical equation is very, very important. Identify the type of chemical reaction. Okay, so in the next session, I'll cover up with a few more type of questions that you can expect from the other lessons that are included in your examination. Right? So take care, keep revising. Have a good day. Bye.